Hey everybody, this is Zylonk. So I'm making a quick video here about Control by Remedy Studios for my friends over at the Bear Trap Tribe, in particular 8-Bit Terror. She's been playing through this for the first time, and it's kind of giving her some supporting information and background for the Alan Wake universe as she's preparing to play the new Alan Wake game that's coming out pretty soon. So you can see here, real quick, I got the cat ears, I got the asynchronous suit. I've unlocked everything in this game. The only thing I haven't completed is the jukebox, and I don't remember why I didn't finish it. I mean, it's a bit of a grind. It required some practice. I was going to put time on it, but life happened, and it was one of those things where I wasn't focused on getting back to this because there weren't other missions for me to get into. The jukebox was the last thing that I was doing. So I'm going to go through this real quick, though, as I don't want to spoil anything in the game. Really, as I just want to do a quick little circle tour of the mods and such. And I've only got about 15 minutes because I'm recording this on a PS4. So let's get into it. So very quickly, and so I'm going to do this so that Jesse can sit here and stare at us while we're doing all of this stuff. Abilities. You can see as you're going to have enough points to get everything you want. You don't have enough points to get all of it, but you're going to be able to get everything that you want. And I'm sure I could grind through and pick up everything, but it's the items that I don't have that are over here. These are the ground slams. I don't use levitation that way. Levitation is I use that more for position, and I do levitation and evade more than I do the ground slam. And then the C's, I'll use C's a little bit, but I have a tendency to try to kill things. It's rare that I have something that's at low enough health to seize it. It's just not a focus of my gameplay. But one of the things that you do have, you can see down here, is reset abilities. For only 30,000 source, you can go through and reset the abilities, and you can respec yourself out depending on what your play style is. So if you decided that as you made bad life choices and you wanted to put more into launch or more into shield, or you wanted to focus on extra energy and not really care about melee, it's whatever it may be. It does give you some options, whereas you can reset some things. In the astral constructs, now in weapon forms, I don't have anything listed in here, but I'm guessing that you do. You're going to want to focus on unlocking everything in weapons forms. It's going to be weapons forms, it's going to be mod slots, it's going to be things that make the weapons more powerful and more accessible for the mods that you're going to be plugging in. So whatever resources you have, you're going to want to focus on whatever is in this menu. The other option is the mods. At the point in time of the game that you're at, you've got these mod slots that take your materials, or you have the weapons forms that take your materials. Spend your materials on the weapons form. Make that the focus. You're going to get so many mods through the course of the game, and there's so many different selections of stuff that you can get. So many different effects, so many different weapons, so many different personal items, stuff that focuses on specific powers. You focus on the weapons forms to unlock. Don't worry about these mods because you're going to get a ton of them. I'm at a point in the game where there are no missions left. There isn't a giant host of enemies that you need to wade through. I'm not getting a ton of drops on these things. This is where I would want to spend my resources on like level 6 mods. And for these mods, as you can see in here, what you want to focus on, it's this obscured weapon mod infinite is no different than this obscured weapon mod infinite. They're both level 6. You don't know what they are, but this one costs a lot more resources than this one does, especially based on what I have. You take a look at this; it costs 10 remote thought. I only have 26 remote thought. It's not necessarily the best deal, but this is an option for me. And if the items that are on this list, if I don't like what the prices are, I don't like what the selection is, and the selection is all going to be about what level it is. One of your options is to refresh mods. Only costs 1,000 source, easy peasy, and you get another selection. And I'm at the level 6 construct, so it's I get a mix and match, but it's mostly the higher level 5 and 6. And you can see on here now I've got a personal mod that's only going to cost me 2 shaded facet. A weapon, nope, this one changed on me. Yep, and that one's level 4. Yeah. Oh, it's as I go on to it, it's giving me a different story. Well, this one is still good. And these really aren't so bad, but the remote thought is expensive. But you take a look at stuff like these. I mean, this is a lot of materials until you take a look at what I have available. The only things that I'm really short on, intrusive pattern, it's expensive, but I also got almost 80. Hidden trend, I've got a dozen of those. It opens up some options. And you can do that refresh mod for as much source as you have. I could do it 37 more times if I wanted to. Okay, jukebox tokens. I never spend money on the jukebox tokens. You can if you want, but I picked so many up in the course of natural gameplay. Oh, excuse me. In the course of natural gameplay, I picked up 54 of these tokens. So this is not a problem. It's not a problem. Um, get back into here real quick and take a look at the board countermeasures. And the board countermeasures, it's when you're playing the game, what you want to focus on with these is the types of enemies that you're expecting to see and the locations where they are. So in here is what I've got in here. Every single one of these is located in the Foundation area. Foundation is one of the DLC areas. And it's some of these things are, survival tactics. Kill enemies without dying, or, 5 hiss distorted. If I'm down in Foundation doing missions, these would all be good options. But let's say I wasn't in the Foundation area. And it's we've got using charge, kill hiss sharpened in the Foundation. I mean, this is very specific. And charge isn't one of the things that I use on a regular basis for smaller enemies like that. So this might be something that I don't want to do. So I can accept it and abandon it. And once I've abandoned it, then I get something different. And this one's Astral Mimics using Shatter. I don't care for that either, so I'll abandon that. This one, Foundation Incursion, Headshot Tactics. But it's headshots, but only for hiss sharpened, for something specific. And I'm not expecting to see hiss sharpened. So I can go through and change that again. But you can also see in here the rewards. The rewards are going to be key. You're going to want to get something that's appropriate. And mine are all going to be random weapons mods, random personal mods, or random materials that are based on whatever level it is that you're working with. So you can accept and abandon anything until you find the items that you want. I recommend as you're going through and doing normal gameplay, try to maintain 3 board countermeasures at all times if you can, because it's the rewards that you're going to get off of doing the countermeasures. They're worth it, especially if you're just going to be killing enemies anyway. And if you've got some things in there, it also helps you focus on different types of gameplay that you wouldn't necessarily be doing. Like some of these, the ones that say use a specific weapon. That's what really taught me to use some of the weapons that I didn't enjoy as much, and it forced me out of my comfort zone and kind of taught me how to use the other weapons, use the other modes, look for mods that would work with my play style, so that I could incorporate all of the weapon forms into my play depending on what it is that I was doing. But yeah, so you want to go through and you want to tailor the board countermeasures. Now, I don't have any of these active right now because I don't have any of the main missions left. And the only enemies that I'm going to see are if I just go on a circle tour, running and evading all throughout the oldest house, but everything's unlocked, so it's like running down quiet hallways most of the time. Not really entertaining. You get to this level of the game, it's most of this is what is it, the Shum video games, which are some challenge modes and some replay modes for some major boss fights in boss mazes, and then the jukebox that I haven't completed yet. So okay, uh, because uh, because the PS4 recording function is a pain in the keister and it has cut me off a couple of times, I am going to stop this here and I'm going to restart in a second video. So let me get out of here and then we'll take a look at the other menu.